Hello and welcome to another night shift. My name is Yazil, and today we want to work on swap the items in our inventory, and also we want to work on handle the stacking. So if we pick up something and drop that on another stack, it should be added to the amount, and also if we put that on a stack which has the max stack amount, it just switches back. Or in the case of the stack is not full here, we want to split that up so it's one stack with 99 or with max stack size, and one stack with the rest. For that we work with the slot and with the item drag script. So first of all, let me move that aside. When we go into our canvas in our, let's go for the back inventory, and we look for these items. We have already a drop on the slot script, but the slot script is basically behind the item, so we need to have a drop on the item, so we have to have something on the item drag. And to make sure we always drop on the item, we have to be sure that the width and height from our item is the same size than our slot. So you have to go into your item and make sure it's the same width and height than we have in our slot. When you're sure you have that, we need two more things in our item drag script, and let's bring them in again. That's here our inventory manager. So we need the inventory manager so we can swap things, and we need the item database, so we need all the items or reference to all the items we have. We have that already, or we use that already here in our slot, so it's just easy. We're going to make two public variables, the public inventory manager IM and public inventory item database itemdb. And then in our slot, we just go here. When we create the slot, we just put them in here. So we just say idrag.im is equal to im, and idrag.itemDatabase is equal to itemDatabase. So we are sure we have the stuff in our item to drag script, and then we need in our inventory manager, let's move there. In our inventory manager, we have a function for move the item, or for move the item, and we're using a function or the function delete here. So if we move one item from one spot to an empty spot, we have to, of course, to delete the old item. And when we swap the items, we don't have to use that. So we could handle that with an if case or something. I just choose to make another function, and I call it swap item. It's the same than the move item, without the delete item. So we're going to have the old item, the new slot, the new inventory database, and all the same than we had before. So that's the two changes we need in the other scripts. And the last part we have to do in the item drag, and you just go here and going to add iDrop handler, and then you have a function on drop, and this is the function. First of all, we're going to make us a temporary item. So we just make this item or an item out of the item drag. So we're going to inventory item, this item, a new inventory item, this item or inventory database dot item this punct slot dot player ID and this dot inventory name and this dot slot ID. And then we set the amount and the item ID. When we have that, we're gonna go for the item drag, and that's just easy. We had that before. It's the event data.point drag.get component item drag. And let's go first of all. In the normal case, we just ignore these in the moment. So in the first case, oh no, let's do it the order-wise. So we're gonna check in our item database dot item. The item ID is stackable. So if the item we drag to is stackable, and this item, so our temporary item dot item ID is equal to item go to drag dot item ID. So if it's the same style of item, so if it's a pot or whatever it is, or an herb or bread or whatever you kind of imagine, and if it's the same item in our item database, we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna say this item dot amount. So we're going to have this amount plus equals to the item go drag dot inventory database dot item go to drag dot slot ID dot amount. So we're gonna check the amount we have in our item we dragged, and then we see if the item or this item dot amount is lesser or equal to item database dot item ID max stack size. So we're gonna check if that's lesser than our maximum stack size. If it's the case, we just go and save our item. So we're going to the inventory manager dot save item this item, and then we're going to the inventory item empty item. So we create an empty item and go for the new inventory item to drag dot inventory database dot item go to drag dot slot ID dot player ID. So we just grab the player ID, the back name, and the slot. And then we have an empty item, basically. And no, not basically, we have an empty item, and then we set that to our database. So we're going to get the inventory manager dot get item inventory database list, and we're going for the back name here, this bit, and then we going to have the slot, and then we just say it's equal to the empty item. So we're going for the inventory database over the back name, then we grab the item itself and the slot position, and we fill that with the empty item. And then we just delete our item out of the database. So we just use the inventory manager delete item, and we just grab the item out of our inventory database. So we filled up the new item with new amount and deleted the old one from our local database and from our database on the server. Else, if that's not the case, so if the amount is greater than the max stack size, we just go and have the item go to drag dot inventory dot item to go drag dot slot ID dot amount. So we grab the amount of the thing, and it is equal to this item dot amount. So we have that already here, and we subtract the max stack size from that. So if we have here 110, and that's bigger than, this. We just going for have the 110 and subtract the 99, so it's 11 from that. And then we say inventory manager.save item, and we save our item. And then we say this item.amount is equal to the MaxStackSize, and we save this item also. So we're going to do this. We're going to save that twice, of course, or one the old item and one the new item. And then if it's not stackable, we're just gonna just do a swap. There we use our inventory manager.swap item, and we're gonna do it with this item, and we'll fill that with the item go to drag.slot and item to go to inventory database. So we just change the values here and save it to our database. And then we swap the items of the item to go or item game object to drag dot inventory database dot item and of the slot ID, and fill it with the actually slot ID and inventory database. So, and after we've filled everything, we just destroy our item to drag. So we do destroy these game object we are in now in the moment. So that's basically easy stuff. I guess you write it down and think about it a little bit where we go. Let me scroll here again so you have the rest here. And just going by piece, I would guess you start with just the else tree and look if the item will be swapping. And then you implement one of these, so that's easy to overlook something here. It looks just complicated, it is really not. Well, that's it for today. Let me show you something what's coming on. Next we're gonna do stuff like, let's see, it's on our canvas player, stuff like these. So we build our little screen where we have the items on our character. That means we also have the clothes and weapons and stuff like that, and that's going on in the next video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, as always, leave a like. If you like to leave more, just push the subscribe button. And if you don't like it, please be so kind and leave me a reason. And if you find something I could do better, just let me know, and I try to change my way of doing that if it's a reasonable request from you. So, happy night shift, and see you soon. Your Yazil.